the Bruce Ohr 302s. Well, now he's back, and guess what came? The Bruce Ohr 302s. Hey, Tom, what'd you find inside of those FBI conversations with Justice Department official Bruce Ohr?
Well, Bruce Ohr was the conduit between the Fusion GPS, Clinton DNC spy Christopher Steele, that infamous United Kingdom spy who wrote, or supposedly wrote, the dossier against President Trump. He had been cut off from the FBI, so they're using Bruce Ohr to talk to him repeatedly and interviewing him about his communications with Steele and Simpson, and his wife Nellie Ohr, who worked for Fusion GPS. And the documents show the FBI knew that Steele was desperate to keep President Trump out of office.
Yeah.
And this interview took place in right after the election. So immediately after the election, they're getting a detailed report from Bruce Ohr. Yeah, I've talked to Christopher Steele. He opposed President Trump, and he was desperate to keep him out of office. Yet, nevertheless, the FBI was, quote, desperate to talk to Christopher Steele about this Russiagate fraud. It turns out that Steele is conveying this information to not only the Clinton campaign, for whom he worked through Fusion GPS, but the FBI and the State Department. So you've got the FBI and the State Department, the Justice Department through Bruce Ohr, and the Clinton campaign all working together on this Clinton dossier, this Russia dossier targeting Trump. And it's confirmed in these FBI documents. And these communications with Steele and Fusion GPS through Ohr, who, as I say, is conflicted because his wife works for him, continues up until the time Mueller is appointed. So, and of course, none of this anti-Trump desperation makes it into the FISA warrant applications on which this that use this dossier to justify the spy warrants targeting Trump. It's FBI confirmation that there was something terrible amiss in the targeting of President Trump, and the fact that you had a senior Justice Department official, for instance, these documents show Bruce Ohr was communicating with Steele, this foreign spy, through the WhatsApp app.
Yeah, that's encrypted. That's designed to evade detection.
Yes, and it just shows sort of a kind of almost laughable spy game that was going on, targeting the president after he was elected and was in office. Unbelievable, and I hope the U.S. Attorney Durham is going to be looking at these 302s that now the American people have access to. And that's what I love about what we do, because I think the more information that people have, the harder it is, although I know it's not impossible, for the Justice Department and the law and order people in government not to do something. Well, this is an unprecedented investigation of the president based on this guy who had a political axe to grind against him. And there's nothing in these documents that comes across that strikes me as serious or substantial in terms of concerns about the president. So, I mean, if you're going to accuse the president of colluding with the Russians, you better have something pretty substantial. And there's nothing substantial in these 302s. And remember, it's the FBI talking to Bruce Ohr, and all this garbage starts percolating up through the Justice Department and the FBI to justify the unprecedented spying. It looks like the insurance policy, to get to your specific question, Mary, was implemented through these FBI interviews with Ohr. This was, we got to get Trump. What are we going to do? Well, let's talk to Bruce Ohr, even though he's conflicted, and we'll talk to him about and try to get him to reach out to this crazy spy who was working for the Clinton gang.
Yes, all to allow Russian...
Who we fired.
All to allow Russian disinformation to continue to affect the government by way of the Steele dossier. Tom Fitton, thank you. Always appreciate your work. 7:51 now on WMAL.